Hey guys, Bay Area Aquatics here, formerly known as Oscar Lover 131, coming at you with a quick video showing you guys how I set up a quarantine tank for saltwater. I did a video a couple months ago showing you how to set up a quarantine tank, but it's a little bit more complex, and this is just a different approach at setting up a quarantine system. The number one thing, in my opinion, for a quarantine tank would be the filtration. In this tank I have two sponge filters, a smaller one and a larger one, running off of one single air pump. The smaller sponge sat in my display tank sump for a couple weeks. That way it got seeded and cycled nicely, and I'm using it there so the tank is basically already cycled, but I also went ahead of that. This is a tip you guys can use to quickly cycle your tank and make sure that there's no ammonia spikes or anything like that. I took about 2 cups of sand from my display tank, it's just packed full of beneficial bacteria. I put it right next to the sponge filter. That way it's going to come in contact with the bacteria and seed it even more effectively. I also put a little chunk of rock, which might not be doing much, but it's there nonetheless. Another important step in a quarantine tank is to have a heater. I have a little 50-watt heater, which is just enough for a 15 to 20 gallon tank, and should be heating this tank nicely at around 78. If not, the ambient room temperature is pretty warm, and I also have some pretty powerful lighting over this tank, so heat shouldn't be an issue. Another part of the quarantine tank is that you want to make sure you have is a hiding spot for the fish. Right now I only have the 2 sponge filters and a PVC standpipe in the back. For hiding right now, he likes to hide around the sponge filter, so he's feeling perfectly comfortable right now. He's swimming about, so I know he's doing fine. But what I'm going to do in the future, and what you guys should do too, is add some sort of a little hiding place. You don't want to put any rock in there because it could absorb any potential medications that you're going to be using. So you should use PVC pipe, and right now I don't have any pipe big enough for this guy, so I'm just going to run down to the hardware store and pick up some probably 3 to 4 inch PVC for him to hide in, which it will just create a stress-free environment once they have hiding places. Another important factor in setting up a quarantine tank would be lighting. Usually you don't want to stress out the fish too much with too intense lighting, but you do want to be able to see your fish and be able to inspect the fish to see if there's any parasites or wounds that might need to be healed. Another thing that you might want to do to your quarantine tank is paint the background or bottom panes of glass just to make sure there's no reflective surfaces to stress the fish out anymore. I haven't done this yet, but I will be doing this very shortly. And last but not least, for setting up a quarantine tank, you want to make sure that the tank is big enough to comfortably house your fish for around 3 to 4 weeks. Right here I have a 20 gallon long, which is just right for the small tank. It's a 30-inch tank, which is about 10 times his size. Plenty of swimming room, no obstructions in the middle, so he could swim freely, and he still has plenty of space. So that's about it. Those are just some of the tips I used to set up a saltwater quarantine tank. I didn't really cover medication, hyposalinity, because those are just too complex topics to cover in a short video. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Please leave any comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching.